Audi's entry into Formula One in 2026 is set to completely transform the landscape of the sport, but is the German manufacturer truly ready to face the challenges that await it? The latest behind-the-scenes revelation could completely change our view of this German initiative. And what we have recently discovered about the million-dollar deal they have signed is sure to surprise you. While all eyes are on the battle between Max Verstappen for Red Bull and Lewis Hamilton at his new home at Ferrari, Audi is quietly going about its work behind the scenes. But why would a car manufacturer of Audi's caliber, with all its heritage in international motorsport, be so secretive? The explanation may lie precisely in the colossal difficulty of the challenge they have chosen to embrace. Let's cover the basics first. Audi is not merely acquiring an already structured team. They are taking complete control of Sauber, currently competing as stake, and completely revamping the operation. It's similar to buying an old house and not just renovating it, but tearing it down and building a mansion from scratch. But here comes the first hurdle. During this monumental transformation, they still need to compete in the most grueling championship on the planet. And speaking of competing, did you know that the current Sauber, which will become Audi, is enjoying its best period in years? Nico Hülkenberg finally achieved his first career podium at the British Grand Prix, ending a drought of more than a decade for the Swiss team. Gabriel Bortoleto, our Brazilian Formula 2 champion, together with Hülkenberg, have already accumulated 43 points this season. It may sound modest, but it represents the team's best performance since 2022, when it was still competing as Alfa Romeo. Now we come to the part that no one is mentioning, but which may be the real turning point: the financial aspect. Audi has just unveiled what it calls an extraordinary partnership with Revolut, a British digital banking company valued at $45 billion. However, this is not a conventional sponsorship partnership. We are talking about a total integration between the team's financial operations and Revolut's digital solutions. Nick Storonsky, Revolut's CEO, was clear in his statement. They are accelerating towards 100 million customers and want to introduce all of them to the world of Formula One. Consider the numbers in this equation for a moment. 100 million people potentially being introduced to Formula One through Audi. It's a figure that would keep any Liberty Media executive awake at night with excitement. But here's the question no one wants to openly acknowledge. Does Audi genuinely believe it can fight for wins from its first season? Gernot Döllner, Audi's chief executive, used a very interesting phrase. He mentioned that they are entering with a realistic stance. In the corporate world, when an executive mentions being realistic, it usually means that they recognize that the road ahead will be much harder than the marketing suggests. And there is a very specific reason for all this caution. The new regulations for 2026 do not represent just a gradual change. We are talking about a total revolution in engines, with much greater emphasis on electric power compared to the current ones. Audi has never developed a contemporary Formula One engine. No experience whatsoever. While Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull powertrains, and even Renault have years of data and development behind them, Audi is literally starting from scratch. Jonathan Wheatley, who left Red Bull to lead the Audi team, has a huge task ahead of him. He is not simply switching teams, he is taking on a project that needs to integrate 3 different locations: the team headquarters in Hinwil, Switzerland, engine development in Neuburg, Germany, and operations in Oxfordshire, England. Coordinating a team spread across 3 countries is not exactly the most direct formula for immediate success. Mattia Binotto, former head of Ferrari and now technical director of Audi's operation, understands well the challenges of a traditional Italian car manufacturer. But it is one thing to work with Maranello's century-old infrastructure and quite another to build a winning culture from scratch. The question remains, will Binotto's knowledge of Ferrari's secrets be enough to accelerate Audi's development? And here comes a detail that could be decisive. Binotto is not arriving alone. He brings with him a network of contacts and technical knowledge that few executives in the paddock have. During his years at Ferrari, he witnessed firsthand the glories and failures of one of the most traditional teams in the category. Now, he has the opportunity to apply everything he has absorbed without the political and bureaucratic limitations of Maranello. There is another detail that escapes most people's perception. Revolut is not just putting its name on the car. They will be integrated into the team's financial operations and promise to redefine how fans interact with the team. This means that we are dealing with a completely new Formula One consumer experience, exclusive apps, customer benefits, innovative digital experiences. Audi is not just entering Formula One. They are trying to transform how we consume the sport. But here we come to the deepest reflection. Formula One in 2026 will be completely new territory for everyone. Even established teams like McLaren with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, or Mercedes itself, now with George Russell and young Andrea Kimi Antonelli, will be learning the new rules alongside Audi. The difference is that they have the foundation, the experience, the historical data. Audi has only ambition and money. The schedule is also unforgiving. While other teams have been developing their 2026 cars for months, Audi is still putting its structure in place. They announced their entry into Formula One at the 2022 Belgian Grand Prix and were the first to commit to the new engine rules. But now, with just a few months to go before the deadline, the pressure is on. The reality is that Audi's entry into Formula One represents much more than just another team on the grid. It is a definitive test to see if a traditional car manufacturer can still compete at the highest level of world motorsport, starting from scratch. It is a $400 million a year experiment to find out if tradition, money, and ambition are enough to overcome genius, experience, and years of development. What is most impressive is Revolut's confidence in associating its brand with this project. A company valued at billions of dollars with almost 100 million customers has decided to bet everything on a project that even its own creators do not know exactly how it will end. This is either genius or the biggest marketing gamble in the history of sport. The question remains, will we see Audi competing with Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, and George Russell for the title in 2026? Or will we witness another lesson in humility from Formula One for a car manufacturer that underestimated the complexity of the category? Has Revolut hit the nail on the head or just taken the biggest financial risk in its history? One thing is certain, 2026 promises to be the most unpredictable year in modern Formula One. With new rules, new engines, and an Audi eager to prove its worth, the grid has never been so balanced in terms of uncertainty. What do you think? Will Audi surprise everyone, or will it take a few years to really make an impact? Leave your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the channel because the coming months will be full of revelations about this project that could change the future of Formula One forever.